Good morning. After 11 glorious days, I think it is time to finally leave the Florida Keys. There's so many other places I gotta go see. I can't stay down here forever. Or can I? No, we can't. This is a travel vlog and we have to travel. Plus I got a Bruins game in a couple days up in Miami. So I gotta make some ground. Before we do go, I think we need to do a day driving up the overseas highway, find as many beaches as we can to at least step foot on. A lot of people say the Florida Keys aren't known for their good beaches. I'm gonna prove that wrong today on our way out. According to my watch, we're on island time. I'm hungry, and there's one piece of unfinished business I have in this island before I can leave. This is goodbye to the Florida Keys. This is going on to the rest of the country. The first stretch from Massachusetts down to Key West, that was vacation time. Now the real life starts, and I can't be more excited. The trip is really beginning, isn't it? And it's gonna be a good day. Last day in the Florida Keys, baby. Let's go up that overseas highway. And yeah, I started the day on a beach, Fort Zachary Beach. There is no better place to start a day chasing beaches than the best beach in Key West. Time to head north. Something about this palm tree, man, that is the most scenic tropical palm tree on the planet. Prove me wrong. One more time. Time is just right. Let's see if we can get that sun. And bang. I had to let my artistic side out a little bit, right? Get the sun right behind the palm tree. Light it up. I'm probably gonna get this clip home. Go, that looks dumb. Oh no, an extra picture of a palm tree. A beautiful palm tree on a beautiful beach, on a beautiful island, in a beautiful state, in a beautiful country. There's something I love about the sound of someone doing their van chores in the most relaxing scenic places in the world. I love it. I do it, and I love when I hear other people do it. Got him. Funny fact, before I turned on the camera for this video today, I sat on that beach for a few minutes. Got up, went back to my van to go grab the cameras and start entertaining all you people. I couldn't get into the van. Pulled on the door 12 times, couldn't unlock it. Checked my pockets, checked that pocket, checked the back pockets, checked the side pockets. And I didn't have my keys. Had to go back down to the beach. Probably should have taken a picture of it. These things, there they are, laying in the sand like they didn't want me to leave. No, we got a Bruins game to go to. Go Bees. Now, before I go settle my score, I kind of like this. Hold on, let me show you. Check it out. I am gonna have to look up if it's actually a functioning, like the Stonehenge, or if it's just a cool sculpture. Either way, I saw the name on my Google Maps when I was zooming in trying to find my spot where I'm going to settle my score. When you see Wavehenge, you gotta go check out Wavehenge. But I do have to hurry because this is paid parking and I did not pay. But oh, check out one more cool thing. Two more cool things. I'm hitting the lottery down here right now. A, I've never seen a cruise ship. I've never been on one, never been near one. The thing is massive. I don't think I ever comprehended how big those things are. Actually, I think it was floating when I was over on the beach over there. I saw it off in the distance. I heard some PA speaker, so they must have been getting ready to get off on the island of Key West. And one more cool thing before I go. I'm illegally parked. Legal spot. Did not pay. Boom. That is a USC GC Ingham. And this is cool. During World War II, the Vietnam War, it's now a non-profit veterans museum, which is even kind of cooler that at the end of its days of not being used, it's still doing a good thing. National Historic Landmark too. Cool. Got him. Now, remember the other day, so in the world's greatest disappointment, I don't know why, but they're closed. I was doing a $50 challenge across Key West. Vander certified hacks, Vander certified. I went halfway across the island to go here. It's beachfront, budget friendly, and the vibes are just awesome. I'm here to settle a score. Time to get that Cuban. Could I grab a Corona Light and a Cuban?
We don't have any food yet, Bob, for about another hour. My chef is running behind schedule.
That's all right. I'll just do a beer then.
Okay.
Once more, we've been blundered by loggerheads. The cook is running late. No Cuban. Somehow I'll manage. I don't know why that brings me so much joy. Seeing a U-Haul van on a ferry. This is probably a technical term for it, but I'm calling it a ferry. U-Haul ferry. So, met the two nicest people in the world from Maine. When you go to that bar, 1 hour turns into 2, turns into 3, turns into 4. It happened again. Not upset. That's a heck of a way to spend a morning. But before we leave Key West, let's do one more beach. It doesn't count if you don't put your feet in. Only problem with this game is I'm gonna keep putting my feet in water, getting sand on them. We're going No Shoes Nation on this one. We're driving barefoot. Boca Chica Beach. I already lost 2 days here this week. If I stay here for more than 2 more minutes, it'll be day number 3. So we gotta keep on going. So that is now beach number 4 going through the Keys, and we're only 10 minutes outside of Key West, and it's only 1 o'clock. There's so many more beaches to go. This might be my favorite challenge yet. How many beaches can I put my feet in 1 day? One of the other things while you're down in the Keys and you're in Key West, everyone's gonna tell you to go see the Cuban Coffee Queen. I've had the coffee, it's not that bad. There is a better, easier access, less busy, less expensive coffee option. And guess what? It's time for caffeine. No energy drink. I'm gonna get a coffee. That's healthier, right? Than an energy drink? That's what everyone tells me. This is a place called Baby's Coffee. I've never had anything like it. The best coffee I have ever had. And that's not exaggeration. The coffee's freaking good. I don't know how they do it. We gotta go get one because it's caffeine time and I want my caffeine. Cold brew, coconut in it, please.
Coconut? Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
First. What do you want? It was free. Best coffee I ever had. Quick stop, because the other day when I was cooking my first dinner in the van, right before that I met a really kind stranger that was walking their dogs out on Big Pine Key, and we were talking about food, and she said the best coconut shrimp in the Keys is at this place called the Square Snapper. There's something Snapper. I'll get in a second when I walk outside. So we are gonna go to the Square Grouper. The Square Grouper, that's what it's called. I am obsessed with coconut shrimp. When you're saying it's the best in the Keys, this will be the best I've ever had that I've ever rated, because it's the first one I've ever rated. How are you? Thank you, guys. Looks good. I'm not gonna say I was disappointed, because it was good. That should not be carded as the best coconut shrimp in the Keys. Good coconut shrimp, not great coconut shrimp. That is now what I'm gonna call the watermark of coconut shrimp. If the coconut shrimp is better than theirs, that's good coconut shrimp. If it's worse, that's bad coconut shrimp. Square Grouper, nice little atmosphere in there. Staff was super friendly. On to the next. One thing I realized I let you all down on, a couple days ago, I tried to find a key deer, and I found one. It was too dark for you to see it on camera, and now I'm going through key deer territory, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You're not gonna find a deer at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They're napping, they're doing what deer do. In the words of Jim Carrey, an IOU.
Those are IOUs.
But to make up for it, here's a cute little picture of the one from the night that I caught one on camera. Here you go. And there's your key deer. Next year, a year from now or so, when I come back to the Keys, I will not forget that I owe you one key deer.
That's as good as money, sir.
I've been calling this place Buy a Honda for the last decade. I found out recently that's the wrong way to pronounce it. We're gonna find out the right way right now. Hi, how are you?
Hi, good, how are you?
Good.
$4.50.
Yes, ma'am. What is the right way to say it?
So the H's are silent. Bahia Honda.
Cool,
Enjoy
thank you
the
very
day.
much.
Thank you.
It's not Buy a Honda like you're at a Honda dealership. It's Bahia Honda. 10 years, and we now finally have the right way to say it. Bahia Honda. It doesn't just have one, not two, but 3 stunning white sand beaches, protected, quiet, and 1 magnificent, historic, scenic bridge. I got some miles to go before I sleep tonight, so I can't climb up there now. I was up there the other day though, so enjoy this stunning picture from a couple days ago. Same idea. It looks the same today as it did the other day. You saw me sentence myself to 7 hours at the 7 Mile Bridge. When I was done, I found out there's a southern end of the 7 Mile Bridge I didn't know about. We gotta break the e-bike out one more time. Was gonna hit that 7 Mile spot, but beach! And that's enough. And for those who think this challenge is easy, stopping and going on Route 1, not a fun time. So every one of these beaches, this is a value to you. Let's go to the 7 Mile, shall we? Turns out the fridge wasn't locked. Let's lock this thing. Bike time, we gotta hurry. I got a couple stops in Marathon to do next. One which is beach number 8, and probably the most important beach. I'll explain to you when I get there. Boom. First celebrity close-up, ladies and gentlemen, for the tree. Sombrero Beach, Marathon, Florida. I'm gonna go pay for my parking real quick, and I'll tell you why this beach has a significant part in everything that we're doing. Sombrero Beach, Marathon, Florida. Why is this beach so important? There are better beaches on the Keys. Key West is more fun. But the reason why Marathon Beach is so important is I traveled around the country a little bit. I traveled out west in Montana. I'd gone through Colorado, Utah, all those fun western states with all those national parks, and I wanted to go start checking them off. While I was out there, I saw a couple of camper vans. And I thought that they looked really cool. I thought they were rentals. I didn't know much about the van life. I just heard that was a thing. I didn't know much more about it than that. I take a trip down to the Keys. I fly into Fort Lauderdale, grab a rental, come down, head to Key West. Let's go see Sombrero Beach. Heard it was one of the best in the Keys. So I pull in. After I park, I'm walking down to the beach. And right about where that little mini is, there was a camper van. And the door was open. There's a couple inside. They were doing their dishes. Had some laundry hung up, and I could tell that this wasn't just a rental, this wasn't just vacation, they were living in this thing. I thought that was kind of cool. I go back home to my job at a car dealership as a sales manager. The stress was eating at me. I was talking about moving down to the Keys, and I was talking to one of my coworkers, Steve. I had mentioned the idea of buying a house in the Keys, but I can't afford it. Not without selling my house, and I don't want to live down there. I just want to have a house down there. To which, when he hears me say that, he goes, why don't you buy one of those vans? He had a Wario laugh. He'd find that funny if he was here. Steve, you know you laugh. Then after he said that, I was like, I remember seeing a van like that down at Sombrero Beach. So I started bopping around online, doing some research, looking at ones that have been built up, ones that are made by companies, ones that were empty that I could build up myself. And I started to really like this idea. So after doing some research online and shopping around, I said, well, let's buy a van, use it for vacations. After doing some research, I find the right van at the right price. It had already been built out by someone that was much more talented and meticulous than I would have been doing it. So I got a better quality van than I would have if I had done it. Maybe I might have done a couple things different around the van. Not much. This thing is just about perfect. So I see the van. I love the van. Make an offer. They accept the offer. So now The van is mine. Went for a drive all down through Appalachia. I went through the Carolinas. I went through Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky. And I stopped the ride out at just past Little Rock, Arkansas at Hot Springs National Park. Turned around, went home, 9-day vacation. And despite my trips out west, which were things were much more beautiful, scenic, adventurous, that 9 days was 9 of the best days of my life. Going back to when I was 23 and did a 3-week trip with some friends years ago. A couple months go by, it's time for my yearly trip down to the Keys, which I normally fly in. And I said, I'm taking the camper van. So I take the camper van down, I camp out, 8 more days in that thing, loved it. At that point, I decided I do want to live in this thing. This is a lifestyle that I've dreamed about, living in a van, traveling around this beautiful country. This country has its flaws, don't get me wrong, but this country is beautiful. The people are beautiful. The morals, the scenery, there's so much good in this country that we're not being shown. When you watch the news and who's fighting who and who's mad at who, this country is beautiful. Don't let anyone tell you different. I love this country more than words. I've seen more corners of it, met more people in it, and this country is gorgeous. So that's why it was my dream. I loved meeting people and I wanted to travel around the country full time. When I was out driving, I realized my stress was lower. My desire to have a drink was lower. So after those 2 trips, I knew that moving to this was something I wanted to do. However, I was accustomed to taking our shoes off because we're about to go on the beach. I'd gotten accustomed to an income, a full-size house, and I was doing everything that the American dream had asked of me, and I was not happy. I was stressed every day. I really enjoyed 1 or 2 days a week. The other ones, I just passed time watching TV and not much else. Seeing friends and family, which I do love and I do miss. It was not a life that was fulfilling. It was a, lack of a better way to put it, Groundhog's Day. I was doing the same thing over and over and over again, day after day after day, week after week after week. I was uninspired and I knew that there was something I wanted to do more. So I looked at my van, I researched everything online, and I changed my spending habits to save. I started to brainwash myself. I would only watch reels on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok that were regarding improving the quality of your life, van life, and travel. Those are the only things I would watch. I wouldn't watch anything else. I brainwashed myself on purpose. And about a year ago, actually January 1st, 2025, I decided I'm gonna do one thing every single day that gets me ready to be done and ready to go January 1st, 2026. Whether that be selling something, whether that be practicing in the van on how to survive out on the road, taking little trips, every single day there was something I would do that would prepare me and encourage this dream and desire that I had every day. Only thing left, one of the things I had to do was sell my house, which I put it on the market, found a great couple looking for a house in the town I was in, on the road I was on, and it couldn't have been any better. The equity from that home was a certain fund that could keep me not working for a decent period of time. While the sale was going through, everything was accepted. We had to do a home inspection. Once we got to the home inspection, they discovered in my basement that there was a thing called pyrrhotite, which is a major concern in Connecticut and southern Massachusetts, where this mineral, I don't know the best way to explain it, was inside the concrete from the quarries that causes the concrete to crack and break down and essentially breaks the structure of the foundation of a home. Shopping for quotes to get it repaired, a lot more than I had. So sale falls through. What broke my heart the day that I found out about this repair was not the money. It was the moment that I realized that the dream I was building and preparing for so much was gone. However, in that moment where I was 98% sure this is something I wanted to do, there was also the moment told me I was 100% and nothing was going to stop me from doing what I wanted to go do. Changed my spending habits even more. I saved even more. I prepared myself for a couple months. I will have to work while I go. I don't know if I can finance myself to do this forever. Subscribers help, just saying. It's down below. Help a guy out. But I had decided that nothing was going to stop me from living a life that I wanted to have. It wasn't the traditional American dream. It was a wake up on the side of the road, meet people, see things, and experience this country for what it was. I knew, without a doubt, that job was going to knock me out well beyond when I should be going. My brain knew that if I didn't do this and I passed away 80 years old without doing it, I would have considered this life a failure. Versus if I passed away a year after I started this, my life would have been a success. That was a tiebreaker. I wanted to go. So October, I put my notice in with my boss and the company I work for. This is no knock on them for the stress. They did the best that they could with the means they had to do so, but it was not for me. It wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't anything I desired to do or be. And the nature of the job itself and being in auto sales goes against my nature as a human being. And I got tired of that feeling. The nature of car sales is what it is. I spent my days arguing with strangers over 1% of an interest rate. That's not a fulfilling life. For some folks it is, and I know that everyone's gonna make an income, everyone's gonna do the things they gotta do, but when the day was done, that I showed up at the pearly gates up top, wherever happens, that's not the life that I wanted to live. There's so much more than arguing interest rates, or debating with someone over $100 because another dealership has an offer while we're treating them like gold, but they want the price. That's not who I am. That's not what I wanted to be doing. I wanted to travel. I'm not married, I don't have kids, and the opportunity presented itself to go. And I decided that I'll go with the money that I got, do it for as long as I can, and even if it only lasts 6 months, I did it. I scratched this itch to do what I'm doing, and it is the best decision I have ever made in my entire life. When you read these things, you do the same thing every single day, and you can't change unless you make one big decision that changes the path and what you're doing. Make that decision, because the rewards are just fulfillment, happiness in your life. I realized the worst case scenario would be I'd pack up the van, drive back to Massachusetts, start selling cars again, and live in my house. Which means the worst case scenario that would come with this would be the life that I was already living. If there's something that you want to go do, and you can do out the math that the worst case scenario is you're right back to where you are, go do it. It means you have absolutely nothing to lose. Worst case scenario, you're back living the life that you're already living. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. My life was good. One of the sentences that started my decision making as well was the day my boss said, "The comfort zone is where dreams go to die." I was comfortable at my job. I was comfortable at my house. I was comfortable living every single day. And my dream to travel was going to die. And this is a long spread speech about a whole bunch of stuff that you may not care about. But this beach was the spot that I stood that began a series of thoughts, decisions, and plans that changed my life into living the life that you're supposed to live to a life that is the dream that you wished you could have. I mean, it's Tuesday right now at about 4 o'clock. Tuesday at 4 o'clock, it'd be about the time I'd be in a dealership, 7 or 8 hours into my shift with about 3 hours left to go. Maybe we had a busy day and I was stressed all day trying to keep up, or we were slow and I was stressed trying to find a way to find a deal. Either way, I went from seeing how many deals I can get on a Tuesday to how many beaches I can put my feet on a Tuesday. I went from chasing deals to chasing sunsets. Even when the camera's off, I'm finding a spot to go watch the sunset. Instead of my view being a car lot, this is the view. I'm not being chicken soup for the soul. This is from a man who was doing everything exactly the way that he's supposed to do, and everything was just good enough, and made one big decision because of this beach that started the chain of reactions of thoughts and ideas and plans that made life go from good to great. You don't have to travel to the US, I'm not telling you that. If you dream of being baking cakes for a living, God bless you. I hope you can bake the best cakes. If the worst case scenario is you end up back where you are right now, absolutely worth the risk. That means you have zero to lose. I had zero to lose by doing this. I may not be able to go back to the dealership I was at. I may not be able to get the exact position. End of the day though, I'm back in Massachusetts, selling cars, doing exactly what I was doing if this all falls apart. Until then, I'm gonna keep on walking the beach and seeing how many more beaches I can get before the sun goes down. That's my speech. You don't know me well enough to listen to me or not listen to me, but it's Tuesday, and just over a month ago, I was sitting in a dealership. It's Tuesday now, and I'm walking the beach. Let's go find some food. At some point, I'm gonna get to where I'm gonna sleep tonight, and I'm gonna take all the things I caught today and put them together for all you guys out there in YouTube land. And I realized you might hear some of the music I was playing. That playlist I've been slowly compiling and adding and subtracting for the better part of 10 years. I'm gonna drop a link to it down below. If you wanna hear it, it is my Florida Keys soundtrack on Spotify. So there's some great musicians on there. I'm happy to advertise them because I think I have been on a lot of my t-shirts. I'm driving, it's not safe to list them all off. Don't make me be unsafe. Sun is setting in about 20 minutes. I Googled where is the best place in Isla Mirada to watch the sunset and have a meal. Overwhelming, unanimous answer in Isla Mirada was Lorelei's. Don't know if the food's very good. We're gonna find out about that, but if the sunset's good, I'll manage with an okay meal. And maybe I'll get lucky and the meal will be fantastic. Let's go check out Lorelei's. I believe the sunset reviews. That's gonna be good. Never mind that, because apparently this is the spot, because I went to go get a seat that faced the sunset and there's nothing available. What does Tom always teach you on these videos? Have a plan B. Most of the time that's for places to sleep, but I also have a plan B for dinner with the sunset. I was at Lorelei's for about 3 minutes and I realized I think I'm happier coming here. This place is gonna be much better. Check this out. You can't beat that. If Vibe was a restaurant, We're gonna need a beverage for this. Well, after 11 or 12 days in the Florida Keys, which is absolute paradise, we have made it back to the mainland. I just found my home for the evening. I made some friends at the bar, got talking with them, didn't give you the little cheers after the sunset. It was an absolutely gorgeous evening. We are gonna be camping in Florida City for the evening. Tomorrow, we're gonna go see the Florida Panthers, Boston Bruins. Cannot wait for that. That's gonna be so much fun. From there, we start heading west. We're gonna go out to Tampa, go up around the Panhandle, Alabama, Mississippi, New Orleans. When's Mardi Gras again? Out to Texas, and then it's just open country from there. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. I love you. If you could, please hit that like and subscribe button down below. It helps so much towards helping this channel grow. That's it. I don't know what else you want from me. The video's over. Good night, guys. I love you.